Have you ever stopped to think about the impact of a trade in the NBA? Sometimes they change the course of the entire league, and in some cases, define the future of franchises. Today, let's look back at the 5 biggest trades in NBA history, those that shook the market, defined eras, and of course, turned players into legends. Stay until the end to find out which deals made history. 5. Kevin Garnett to the Boston Celtics, 2007. The first trade on our list happened in 2007 and involved one of the most dominant players of his generation, Kevin Garnett. After years shining for the Minnesota Timberwolves, where he became one of the franchise's greatest players, Garnett was finally traded to the Boston Celtics. But what did Boston give in exchange? 7 players and some draft picks. The trade was considered risky, but also a chance to change the team's fortunes. Garnett joined Paul Pierce and Ray Allen, forming a powerful trio known as the Big Three. It didn't take long for the impact to be visible. With Garnett's arrival, the Celtics went from a rebuilding team to one of the title favorites. They dominated the 2007 to 2008 season, achieving 66 victories in the regular season, and ultimately won the NBA title by defeating the Los Angeles Lakers in the finals. Garnett was fundamental to the Celtics' immediate success, being one of the best defenders in the league and bringing intense energy to the court. He was named the Defensive Player of the Year, and of course we can't forget his famous shout of "anything is possible" after the 2008 title. He not only brought his talent to Boston, but also a winning mentality that elevated the entire franchise. This was the moment that transformed the Celtics into an NBA powerhouse again, after 22 years without a title, and solidified Kevin Garnett as a basketball legend. 4. Shaquille O'Neal to the Miami Heat, 2004. In 2004, one of the most impactful trades in NBA history took place when Shaquille O'Neal, one of the league's biggest stars with 3 NBA titles to his name, was traded from the Los Angeles Lakers to the Miami Heat. The deal took everyone by surprise. The Lakers, after a decade of domination with Shaq and Kobe Bryant, decided to go in a different direction and sent Shaq to Miami in exchange for Lamar Odom, Karen Butler, Brian Grant, and some draft picks. The trade was considered a risk because Shaq was already 32 years old and had some physical issues, but at the same time, no one could deny his immense impact on the game. Miami, on the other hand, was on the rise and eager to finally win the coveted title. And that's exactly what happened. Shaquille O'Neal joined Dwayne Wade, and this duo formed one of the most powerful partnerships in recent NBA history. In his first season with the Heat, Shaq showed that he still had a lot to offer, dominating the boards and creating a significant impact in the paint. With this combination, the Miami Heat won the NBA championship in 2006, defeating the Dallas Mavericks in an electrifying final. Even in his later career years, Shaq was a key player, helping elevate Wade to his first top appearance. Shaquille O'Neal was named the Finals MVP and concluded his stint with the Heat with a title that marked the franchise's history and Shaq's own legacy. With this trade, the Miami Heat not only became NBA champions but also solidified their position as a force to be reckoned with in world basketball. Shaq had a few more seasons in Miami, but that 2006 title was the highlight of his career with the team. 3. Wilt Chamberlain to the Los Angeles Lakers, 1968. Let's go back in time to 1968 when a historic trade shook the NBA. Wilt Chamberlain, one of the most dominant players of all time, was traded from the Philadelphia 76ers to the Los Angeles Lakers. At the time of the trade, Wilt was already an established star with multiple MVP awards and impressive records, including the famous 100-point game. But what did the Lakers give up in exchange? The deal involved Archie Clark, Darrell Imhoff, and Jerry Chambers, and the impact of this trade would be immediate. Before joining the Lakers, Wilt Chamberlain had already won a title with the 76ers, but he wanted more. He went to Los Angeles to form a star-studded team, joining names like Jerry West and Elgin Baylor. With his dominant presence in the paint and his ability to excel both offensively and defensively, Wilt gave the Lakers a tremendous advantage. Chamberlain led the Lakers to the NBA title in 1972, his second career championship and the first with the Los Angeles team. Even being an extremely talented player with great individual numbers, Wilt finally achieved what he always wanted: a title in Los Angeles, further solidifying his legend. The 1972 team, with Wilt as one of the main figures, is considered one of the best in NBA history, having won 33 consecutive games during the regular season. a record at the time. This title was the defining moment of Wilt Chamberlain's time with the Lakers, and his tenure with the franchise helped shape the future of the team, which later became one of the most successful dynasties in NBA history. And Chamberlain's impact on the game didn't stop there, as he continued to break records and maintain his position among the greatest players in NBA history. 2. Wilt Chamberlain to the Philadelphia 76ers, 1965. Now let's go back to 1965, a crucial year for the NBA, when Wilt Chamberlain, already one of the greatest basketball talents, made another significant move in his career. After standing out for the San Francisco Warriors, Wilt was traded to the Philadelphia 76ers, a move that would change the course of the league's history. The trade involved the Warriors sending Wilt Chamberlain to the 76ers in exchange for 3 players: Paul Newman, Connie Dierking, and Lee Schaefer. Additionally, the Philadelphia 76ers received some draft picks. At the time, Chamberlain was already establishing himself as an unstoppable force, being named NBA MVP for 3 consecutive years and breaking records for points, rebounds, and minutes played. His arrival at the 76ers was not just a player trade, but also a shift in the balance of power within the league. With Chamberlain, the 76ers immediately became a stronger and more competitive team. He joined names like Hal Greer and Chet Walker, and this formation made the 76ers unbeatable. And it didn't take long for Wilt to confirm what everyone already expected. In 1967, he led the 76ers to an NBA championship, defeating the powerful Boston Celtics in the finals. This marked Wilt Chamberlain's first title and was a historic milestone for the Philadelphia franchise, which broke the Celtics' hegemony at that time. Furthermore, Chamberlain not only helped the team win the title, but also maintained his status as a dominant player, breaking even more records throughout his career, including the famous 100-point game, something no one will ever forget. This trade was one of the most significant in NBA history, as Wilt Chamberlain, already one of the most dominant players of all time, finally achieved what was missing: the coveted NBA title. And for the 76ers, he brought championship status, forever changing the franchise's destiny. 1. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to the Los Angeles Lakers, 1975. The greatest trade in NBA history, and perhaps one of the most impactful in any sport, happened in 1975 when Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the league's dominant center, was traded from the Milwaukee Bucks to the Los Angeles Lakers. Kareem, who had already won an NBA title with the Bucks and established himself as one of the most dominant players in history, was traded for several players and draft picks. In terms of impact, this trade not only affected the future of both franchises, but also defined a new era for the NBA. Before the trade, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was an undisputed star in Milwaukee, with a career full of awards, including multiple MVP titles and an NBA championship won in 1971. However, Kareem wanted more challenges and joined the Los Angeles Lakers, one of the league's most iconic franchises. His arrival at the Lakers marked the beginning of a new era, not just for the team but for the NBA itself. These trades were not just deals, they completely changed the course of NBA history. Players became legends, franchises were reshaped, and of course, basketball was never the same. If you enjoyed this top 5, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your comment. See you next time, where we'll bring more curiosities from the world of sports.